In today's video, I'm going to share with you how I helped a brand new school enroll its first batch of students. So back in the day, about a decade ago, I used to run a brand strategy and design firm back in India. Now, I don't remember the exact dates, but we were essentially invited by a real estate developer. After having a couple of conversations with the CEO, we were assigned to develop the identity, marketing material, brochures, prospectus, website, uniforms, environmental graphics for the school itself, the signage system, essentially everything you could imagine. A quick little segue here. It's important to understand in those early conversations why you're doing what you're doing. So in those early conversations, when I was talking to the CEO, I was like, well, what's the impact and outcome from developing a successful school brand? The CEO gave me a very simple answer. The reason why the developer was building that school was because, one, he wanted to make that neighborhood, that development, more appetizing for parents and families, because now there is a school in the neighborhood. And two, it's going to elevate the prices of all the real estate that sits right around the school. So it's important to understand the true intent and the why of what you're going to be doing. So even though the client is telling you a whole bunch of collaterals and executional stuff, you want to pry and uncover the real reason why they're doing what they're doing. Here's why that's important, because once you have a pulse on what the desired future state is, which is increased property value and more people buying into that development, now I can connect my pricing to the outcomes and a future desired state and price the client, not the deliverables. Okay, Paul, thanks for the backstory, but how does this link to enrolling the students into the school? So 6 months go by and we deliver all the material from identity systems to brochures, prospectus, website, signage systems, school environmental graphics, and so on. And I am now sitting in a marketing meeting with the senior leadership of the real estate company, including the CEO. And we're thinking, well, now we've developed all the stuff, the identity system, websites, blah, blah, blah. But how do we market the school? How do we actually now enroll the students? Now, the real estate guys, based on their experience, start throwing and spitballing ideas from we should run full-page ads in the newspaper, local and national, to cement our position, to tell everyone this is a school that is launching in the north part of India. Two, we should take up all the billboards at the adjoining highways in the 100-kilometer radius of the school. There's a whole bunch of ideas flying around. As the energy and momentum starts taking off in the room, I'm like, guys, one second, hold on, pause. Why would the parents care? Seems more like an ego exercise than talking to actual parents. Sure, don't get me wrong, running full-page ads, taking up billboards is a great idea, but what's the message that we're gonna put on those billboards and those full-page ads? And first, let's even ask ourselves, why do we even need to run full-page ads and take up all those billboards? So as the conversation continued, I'm like, well, we're actually not competing with other schools. We're actually competing for the parents' time. Let's think about, how do parents within a 50-kilometer radius of this school who might be potential prospects, how does their weekend look like? What do they do on their weekend? And we're actually not competing with other schools, but we're actually competing for their time. How about we organize a drawing and painting competition with prizes, with a magic show, which allows parents and gives them an excuse to come to the school. Once you sort of understand what the motions a parent goes through when they have a young child or children at home, is they need to channel their energy. So on weekends, they're going to the zoo or they're taking them to the park and so on. So you're actually competing for their time of doing that activity versus paying attention to you. So by doing this drawing and art competition with prizes, with free food, magic show, and so on, we gave parents that excuse, a reason to actually plan their day around this. And immediately on expressing these thoughts and ideas, the team was all bought in. Based on this strategy, we ended up running ads in the local newspaper and radio spots, which led to a massive turnout on the day of the fair. So many parents arrived with their kids. Everybody came out a winner in this. The parents got a chance to do something fun on the weekend with their kids. The faculty of the school got a chance to meet the parents. The parents got a chance to meet the faculty of the school and experience the school, the building, the infrastructure, and so on, without anybody having to sell hard on, we are the best school, we have this, we have that. It was a much more organic and natural experience for the parents and the faculty, which led to the enrollment of the first batch for that school. So what's the key takeaway here? Just remember, why would somebody care? Answer their so what. Sometimes it's not the competition you should be worried about, but it's the users or the end customer's time that you're competing for. That's why I don't get lost in jargon and frameworks and processes. I always focus on the end customer, the end user, the person who's gonna use that thing. What do they live and breathe? What do they care about? And once you start focusing on that, none of the other stuff matters. And that's how I helped a school enroll its first batch of students from scratch.